good thing you all experience, but sometimes it's like we are not able to acknowledge, right? So let the time speak. Surely, ma'am, we are quite profoundly moved by your words and writing.
That you have to have knowledge. When you are sitting with a group of people and they are conversing, it looks a little silly when you are not paying attention or not able to converse or join in. And that is only possible if you have read. If you are well read. If you are well read, you can argue also. You can talk to the person and you can share your knowledge also. And most important, if somebody is not telling the truth, you can catch the person also. Correct? Hey, this is not how it is. What are you saying? I know about it. So reading helps you to gain knowledge. Helps you to not be ignorant. Nobody likes ignorant people. Right? Okay, let's look at the next slide. It helps you to stand your ground. If somebody is telling you something which you don't agree with, you can still counter argue because you have knowledge. अरे नहीं, ये तो सही है ही नहीं. मैं खुद जाके देख के आई. I have read about it. उसके बाद मैंने खुद देखा इसके बारे में. So I know what I'm talking about. And then informed opinions. Tomorrow when you all grow up, yes, you will be running this nation. You will be the future of this country, right? So you have to form informed opinions to take logical decisions. Otherwise you will be taking wrong decisions. Right from voting till the time that you are working, everything will require informed decisions, logical thinking. Your opinions may be different, but your opinions should be logical, and reading will help you to form good decisions. Barabar? Reading plays a pivotal. What is the meaning of the word pivotal? Pivotal word का meaning क्या होता है? It means very important. Main. Pivotal means the main role. It plays a main role in activities. Which activities? Let me ask you all. Which activities? How will reading help you in school activities? Elocution. Can you prepare a speech without reading? You have to read so many books to know that which book or which passage will help you in the elocution. Correct? So yes, elocution. Declamation. What is declamation? What is declamation? Yes, please. Tell me.
Bombastic, that's not bombastic.
Indicate the knowledge.
And usually the same knowledge.
Correct. So you can actually decide on what topic of content is what.
Yes.
And of course, you will to write a second or all. Once you read up, you can write also.
Yes.
Because you're going to be a group. Again, you need to have knowledge. When you talk to your friends, usually they need something on the table also, right? And I know, if you're making your project on say the solar system, all of you need to be know. Even you have to have knowledge. So you have to read up on the topic, then it helps you in your project work as well. Hat speeches or extempore. What's hat speeches? You know about hat speeches? Yes or no? So in England in the olden times, they used to have a hat with chits put in it, with topics written on them. And those hats were passed around. So you picked up a chit. And whatever topic you got, in 1 minute you have to think about it and talk about it. That is why it became known as hat speeches, which is extempore or talking on the spot. I'll give you a chit right now. I'll give you a topic and you have to start talking or think for 1 minute and then talk about it for 1 minute. That's hat speeches. Sudden talk. Plays and skits. If you have to select a play like Shakespeare and all, you have to read your plays. Then only you can present those plays and skits to the audience. Yes. And most importantly in a debate, have you done debating? Everybody has done because we've all argued. Mummy says eat food, we have an argument for that. No, I don't like vegetables. And I will give you 10 points why I don't want to eat vegetables. And Mummy gives you 100 points why you need to really eat that vegetable. That's debating, arguing. For and against the motion. So I want 5 people here. And if I don't get volunteers, then I'm going to select. I would like the gentleman apart. I would request him to come forward, please. Sir, please come forward. And I would request people who smiles to to come forward, and the one behind her also. Yes, you also, young lady. Come.
Is this being part of that book?
I will bite this. I'm only ferocious, I don't mind. Okay, and I need one more friend, one more person to join me on the stage.
And
Ideally, I would have liked volunteers, but since you are very shy at the moment, and I'm an alien to you, maybe from us. Clap for my lovely friend. I don't think so. We're going to now. I'll give you guys 1 minute to think on what you're going to say, and maybe 4 lines are enough. If anybody is ready to start speaking, they can just come forward. Or right. We have a young person here. Please give a warm welcome. It's very difficult to address a crowd. It's very difficult. So please be non-judgmental and please be encouraging.
Topic is a person, my sister who is independent, to be against the people who try to fail you down. So inspire the first person not be shy and be in front of people and face the people. Don't
idea.
afraid of anyone.
And that is why today she could face an audience. So that was a very, very nice way to put it. And you will go home and hug your sister today because she's really inspired you to be good today. Okay? So yes, in this way we have different people. Come.
Morning to everyone present here. Myself Anshika.
And what I have very specific.
After promise that I was so free with this.
Very nice. A character that inspired her. A character that she read about and inspired her. So we get our inspiration from reading.
My favorite book was Puri. It's written by Robert Kiyosaki, The Rich Dad and the Poor Dad. He tells about us how he has struggled in his life and how he was able to make wealth by compounding by using the loans of the banks. And he tells us how young youths should learn about personal finance in their life.
Hope that we might have said, I could have written right around like this. You all have a routine.
There is a part where Robert Kiyosaki tells us that he and his friend, when they were little, they understand their dad's strategy and they try to make a company out of waste. Waste, the reading part, that is, they use it to make up, but that's that.
Okay, so you didn't like the part where they take something and it's sort of a product. So how to focus that? And it was cheating basically. Very well said. So he read a book, he expressed what he liked, and he also specified what he actually didn't like. So he's really read the book well and he's understood a lot from that book. That is why books are important. It sets you thinking that please, I don't like this part. Perhaps if I was in this character's place, I wouldn't have cheated people who are buying from me. I wouldn't have cheated my customers. Well said, well said.
Good morning. I'd like to speak about the topic climate change. So what is climate change? Climate change is the change in our atmosphere, nature. The changes which increases and decreases the global life, our global nature. Where the causes of climate change can be due to the human activities which are nowadays generally there. The human activities such as increase activities which give results to increase in carbon dioxide, etc. So that's all about climate change, where it can lead to increase in planet's temperature or Earth's temperature, and can give rise to situations such as the effect such as El Nino effect can be also is seen now in the summers of 2024. Thank you.
Say, how come
Myself is Gams, double class 10th and my town. And that talks of Beetle rules the world. As for my person who inspires me, there are quite a lot of them that I've went through my life. My parents are an obvious inspiration, so let's of course not count them. And my maternal uncle and maternal aunt, as far as I remember,
43 years.
they
Starts with Podar and we
and
then he said, I keep putting to his high cousins with all the answer.
me a huge amount, a pile of books that I went through and read, and that was enough to read my own personal library. So the reason I have information today, the reason I am standing here and speaking before you, are these people and my parents, of course.
So now, because of me that you are reading something that inspires you, it shows empathy and understanding. You understood why Hardik Pandya was failing at some point and how he made an effort to come out of his street. Yes, we all have our failings and we all have our good points, but we mustn't allow our failings to tear us down. We have to inspire ourselves. If the world refuses to inspire us, we have to inspire ourselves. But when you read inspiring things, like you just read that article and it inspired you to not give up. Anne Frank's diary is one of the most renowned source of life during the Nazi regime. And how the young were impacted by it. Amazing. Now when you read about it, you feel sorry for her. You understand what people were facing during the difficult times of World War. How they had no food, what their jealousies were, how depressing it is to be a young person full of energy, full of life, who can't even leave a small attic to survive. Who was Anne Frank?
She was a
She was a young Thank you for helping him out. Okay.
what? At his name is 60, was a 60-year-old girl. She died during the hospital day during the Nazi era, and that time then ended. The addition of these people went out next to him. What next time now? But on the table, good.
Correct. Well said. I'm glad because he's a leader, he's saving you up. Next time you guys pay attention, okay? And I have this wonderful person also who's told it. You are an expert talking this.
Yeah, I am not so much.
No, but you spoke with. What happened?
Not just
Yes. They were betrayed. Well said. They were living in an attic, but they were unfortunately betrayed before the end of the war. Well said. Who was the only survivor in her family? The fact, yes. Why do you feel sad for Anne Frank? Now, girl, I want someone to express. Why would you feel sad for Anne Frank? Yes.
Yes, we really died. We played into what she and
Exactly, you will relate to her. You are a young person and you will start thinking, what if it was me? Imagination. How will reading help your imagination? As against watching it. Let's take the example of Harry Potter. You can read the book or you can watch the movie. In which case will your imagination improve? And why? Correct. Correct.
for the year. So now 20.
You will have your own version of Harry Potter. You will imagine that Harry Potter looks like this. You will imagine his school looks like that. You are going to write essays, so you must remember that. Always add a little bit of an incident to prove your point, or an example to prove your point. It's always more interesting for the reader than just words. So two things you have to after your exams get over. Read Anne Frank's diary. Sit and think and write a story. Maybe a short story, maybe a long story. Okay. Now let's briefly creative writing. Let's look at creative writing. I'm going to go please. What is creativity? What is creativity? Let us look at the different types of creative work. This is very interesting, my favorite. Sometimes we use our creativity and give colorful excuses to avoid work and event of work. If I haven't done my homework, what is my favorite excuse? I left my book at home. I have written everything. I left my book at home. Teacher calls upon, in the book, come back. But we have excuses. So we are all very creative. Sometimes we make creative excuses. There are different types of creative writing. So scoring writing. Yes. Essay writing. You have essays in your exams, of course we do. Script writing for lazy and fools. Anybody thought of this as a career plan? How many would like to dig up? Would you not like to work for an advertising agency? Writing short ads? And that's also a lot of money. They give you a lot of money. And it's a good career plan. Working for an advertising agency, writing small ads. Lots of money and also lots of creativity. Okay, and lots of accolades also. Accolades as in your environment, yes. Okay, first thing that you do when you want to start writing stories, you have your assets. Your characters should have unique personality traits. Someone emotional. So let's look at the different characters. Your story. First thing when you start writing is you build your characters. Let's look at the character. What is your favorite genre? What's your favorite genre? Yes?
Mystery.
Right? Mysteries. That's your favorite genre. Interesting. Very interesting. Which is your favorite mystery book? Sherlock Holmes. I like that. Very nice. Because somebody at class took a different name. Sherlock Holmes. So interesting. If you haven't read Sherlock Holmes, I suggest that you read the detective novels. Very good. I like Agatha Christie. Very nice. Read Agatha Christie. Please. Whatever you do, make sure that it is an interesting or novel. Novel is not a novel that you are reading. Your novel means unusual. Okay. Let's try this activity. Okay, I want 6 people to join me. 6 people. Okay. Oh. Okay, what's your favorite food? Yeah, that's it. South Indian food. Okay, next. Happiest living.
It's up to slow man. Wow, and then he said this. Man, I hate it. We get to school to go. And he is
Underwear. Okay, so he was caught off guard. He went to his grandparents' house and he dressed up a very warm and big welcome. He even thought the bands would come and play and there would be a red carpet and there would be all the reporters and he would be facing them. But nothing like that happened. He was just picked up and thrown into a pond. Very, without much fun of it, right? So that was his funniest moment. I understand. I totally get that. Thank you so much for writing. So now we have along these various versions. Why did we do this little activity? Why did we thinking about the creative or the story? It's a story. So you use facts and then make up a story. That's why we did this little activity where we use facts and then we build upon it, create a story. Okay? Now I want someone to imagine or give her a place where she works. Where does she work? Anybody wants to give her some place where she works? Office, but what office? Say like an insurance office or Karan Johar's office in New York. Anything. Advertising agency, yes. Microsoft office, Google, anything. So you give her a place to work. What does she do at work? Become the villain. She was the heroine, but now we want to turn her into an evil person. Plotline with list. Right. Now we have another picture. What would you like to say about this person in the picture? Confused. I've always had this answer. Yes. Next. We come to the beginning or the start of the story. Whenever you are writing the story, your start has to be the best. Otherwise, the reader will shut, leaving the first sentence. So make sure that it starts with something very deep, very interesting. Put a hook and then you hook your serial. Just before the serial is about to end, there is a dramatic moment. Somebody is taken out the gun, and you are wondering, "Ab kya hoga?" But you don't know the serial is ended. You will definitely join in the next day because you want to know what's happening. That's how the story should. You should hook your audience. Create a hook. So after every chapter, it should end on such a note that the audience wants to know what's going to happen in the next chapter. or the next book if you are writing a sequel. Now what are your sources and inspiration? Now what? Essay writing, briefly, only 1 or 2 seconds. Composing a composition. Also a type of creative writing. Why is essay writing creative writing? An essay is well structured and divided into short paragraphs. The opening paragraph introduces the topic or the theme or the subject of the essay, and the next 3 or 4 paragraphs provide details. The last paragraph is the conclusion. You can start your essay with a proverb also, like the hand that talks the table rules the world. A friend in need is a friend in need. Prevention is better than cure. And then proceed with your essay. You can start with a saying or a proverb. Never start your essays with hello, I, never. Right. Last thing, difference between an essay and story writing. What's the difference between an essay and a story writing? What's the difference? Essays you all have to write in school, story writing we need not write after we finish our work. That's the difference. No. An essay will not have dialogues. While in story writing you can have dialogues. So stories have conversation in which the characters express themselves. Are you ready to go ahead with the exams? Please don't get nervous. I'm very nervous in the exams, but you don't get nervous.
What do you think about that?
Of course, I'm very prepared, don't worry on. It's a conversation with people. Right? So in a story you can write a conversation. But in an essay, no direct speech allowed. No direct speech allowed. So when you read a book, always become a writer by writing critically about it. But what you like and what you not like, both. And you can express your views articulately on any and every platform, for example, the Parliament or even the United Nations. Tomorrow if you go to the United Nations and you give a speech, first you have to write that speech. So you need to be a writer everywhere on this planet. Is that clear? We are all born to write. That is why you are supposed to pick up reading and writing skills. Two sides of the same coin and share a symbiotic relationship. And this is my conclusion. Hoping we see some brilliant writers and well-read world leaders coming out of this table. Wishing you guys a happy future as authors, speakers and leaders. Have a blessed day. Okay, so here I am, my session. I know you guys are tired and you guys are hungry as well.
I can start getting on because to us.
To ask the Vikman has an inquiry, did it raise directly now? The person who had raised the question about how we will start writing, is that come solved? Is that question answered? That we start with characters, plots, logical flow, beginning should be superb, ending should be great. So you have your flow now. Your question is answered, right? Okay, anybody else would have any, and I'm happy to answer. Okay? Here's the other bit.
Confident reading steps and understanding different while reading different types of poetry, I have a problem. What is time?
Poetry are, I'm basically talking about creative writing in terms of story writing in prose. Poetry writing and poetry thinking is an abstract form of writing mostly. So, you know what? I'm going to tell you something very interesting about the poetry. So in those days, whatever the teacher said or whatever the poet wanted to say was the last thought. But today, it's this. Today, as in 25 years back when Akshman gave, that time only that scenario had changed. Today, you want to write something about that poem, what you are expressing is also right. Now there are so many children, they are all reading one poem. And if I tell them, please explain this poetry in your own words, all of you will come up with a different explanation. And all of you will be there.
They said. And if I want to see all those deep ideas of art, Holy Lord, these lights being hand, I walk with.
I would suggest that you try to edit it. If you are not very good at editing your work, then get somebody who's good in English to edit your work. So that's a real lot of work. Edit your books. Editing as in making sure that the comma is at the right place, that the content is not dry. So whatever you want, do it yourself and get it printed yourself. you will not be wasted money. Okay? Always self-knowledge.
Now it's time to hear something from our principal, ma'am. Ma'am, please.
Amazing insights you have received today and lot of creative ideas for creative writing. Am I correct? So will you give a big round of applause again to Mami? She has accepted the invitation and she has given time to us. Thank you so much ma'am, for being here. Even I have enjoyed it a lot. I was an English teacher and the way discussion was amazing. So, dear students, see, ma'am has written this first book. I think it is her first book. This is the first book which she wrote when
People who don't like reading. So those who do not actually enjoy reading, for you guys, this book will help to start reading because they are funny short stories from Nagpur city itself, which I wrote in Bombay. I wrote this book about 8-9 years back, and then I wrote fables. And then I wrote a book which I'm really proud of, a book of, it's actually I've explained geographical concept.
So this book will be available in the library. So Mrunalini teacher, whenever she will take you to the bring you to the library for library period, please do read this book. This is Sip the Laughter of Life Mocktails by Khushnoor Sheikh. So this copy I am handing it over to the librarian, and later on you enjoy it. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
At the end of the session, I request Apeksha ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks and one more information for students. The anthrax diary which ma'am has talked about, we have in our library. So whenever you want, you can have the book with you, the diary with you, and you can go ahead with that. Apeksha ma'am, over to you.
Honorable guests, respected principal ma'am, all the teachers and all my dear students, a very good afternoon you all. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Today, as we celebrate the reading month, I, Apeksha Paliwal, stand here with immense pride and gratitude to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of Podar World School, Nagpur. I would like to thank our esteemed guest, Ms. Khushnoor Sheikh ma'am, a renowned author and a dedicated teacher. Ma'am, your presence has added immense value to our celebration and we are honored to have you here. Our students are very lucky to hear you. Creative writing will improve. We will be very grateful if anyone of become a great writer. And as you said, you have given them an Oscar thank you speech. So remember the thank you speech from ma'am. Okay, our principal ma'am, our respected principal ma'am, Dr. Bhavna ma'am, deserves a special mention. Her unwavering support and vision have made these events possible. Thank you ma'am for nurturing creativity and talent within our school.